我比较喜欢有挑战的东西，你给我一样很烦，就是很重复的工作，我其实不喜欢玩的。然后，因为这个行业很传统，真的很老。
His master is aware of Nanbei's feelings.
You have all the varieties from the breeding 2018.
So, thanks to his master's help, Nanbei's dream of a more exciting life is realized. Now he's in Nice, France, visiting a world-renowned rose breeding family.
Je vous présente le breeder de YYY et son fils.
The one who's receiving them is the new head of the family business, Matthias Myland. New varieties of roses come here from all around the world.
1-7.
The Myland family tests the varieties for them and promote them via the family sales network. Years ago, Nanbei's master also sent a batch of roses to the Myland family. What of the varieties that Nanbei's master sent all these years ago? Apparently, tests are still in progress.
那品种就是已经在他们手上已经教了很多年了，但是这么多年来一直没有去真正的商业化的原因，我们也不太清楚为什么。
Spring is the best season for rose breeding. Remove the stamen and apply the pollen to the stigma of the pistil, then bag them to prevent them from being pollinated again. Nanbei is quite familiar with such procedures. France is the birthplace of modern roses. For a long time, the local wild multiflora roses could only bloom for a season. At the end of the 18th century, when French people first saw the Chinese roses, they were suddenly inspired. From Empress Josephine, first wife of Napoleon, to ordinary gardeners, everyone loved Chinese roses very much. After that, the most complicated and legendary crossbreeding in the history of flower cultivation began.
The first time I came to China to present my roses, I explained actually to people that 75 of the genetics of those roses are Chinese rose. So we took that 200 years ago. We made babies with them, and then we're bringing back to China. So those babies are also Chinese babies. And so we bring back the babies to China, so now Chinese breeder can use those babies also to make even better rose. So it's a long road of roses.
So basically, the idea is to first, before you put it...
Knowing they have visitors representing his old friend in China, Matthias Myland's father, Alain Myland, can't sit still. When his son took over the company, the father hoped he would focus more on China, because China is not only endowed with rich varieties and resources, but also has a growing market.
You have to recognize China as the nation of the rose. We are working with the varieties that we picked in the mountain in China, and we have modified these species, these varieties, by our work of breeding. And very, very many of our creations have Chinese blood.
To test the vitality of the flowers, they select and breed the flowers at the nursery garden during the first 3 years. Over the next 3 years, these flowers will be planted in rotation in the soil without fertilizers or weed control, testing the vitality through natural selection. After this stage, they will go through optimized cultivation for another 3 years. The whole procedure takes about 10 years. To create a popular new variety, beauty is not enough. They have to be strong enough and vigorous enough to meet the demands of the future market.
一次确认，再次确认。欧洲人做事很认真，一步一步的，每一步都要基本上要做到100%的确认、认可这个品种，就是为了确保每一个我们买的品种，每一个我们买的盆栽种到我们院子里面都可以开花，都可以开得很好。Okay, go.
During his first fact-finding trip to France, Nan Bei witnesses the evolution of the Chinese roses over the decades. He also gains insight into a family tradition lasting for over 100 years. Just as Nan Bei and his colleague are about to end their visit here, the Mylans tell them some great news.
So that's the trademark,
这是那个商标。
Nirvana.
His father paid the royalty for me.
So that is the first Chinese rose presented in Kenya for the world.
就是
Very, very good.
第一个品种，走出国门。
Very good.
We have to wait.
And this is also Matthias Mylan's new attempt to explore the Chinese market after he took over the company. It's a new day, and the Slater's crimson China roses at the home of the Mylans bloom again. The latest batch of roses are also awaiting final inspection. Both father and the son hope these flowers will enhance the family's honor and reputation.
Usually my father doesn't talk to me that much. We look together about the roses, and now I know which path I need to walk to fulfill my family duty, which is better rose, better happiness for people, and enjoying the life together.
Upon his return from France, Nan Bei's daily routine begins again. But his dream is to live the life he wants to live.
Two, 1，开始。
哎，你那个镜头能看着我脑袋吗？
能看到。
啊，你确定啊？
能看到。
好了，开始了。
开始了呀。
大家好，我是天朗。
Jiang Zhengshe has repeated this opening tens of thousands of times. In 2015, he started the show introducing Chinese roses. He usually uploads one video per day, introducing both varieties of Chinese roses and sharing tips for growing them.
好，就到这里，感谢观看，咱们下次再来顺月集。花池里2米的红龙，明明想当大灌木养，要怎样修剪？留好一定的高度，把头一齐就可以了。但是它非常恢复的速度很快，所以说像月月粉这一类的品种，它的更大的一个优点适应性好，要不然它也不能说我存活了几千年流传下来，没人管我，没人爱我，就在河边马路边随随便便长我都能活得很好。你们那些大花的不起。
Jiang Zhengshe's videos are presented in a simple, plain, yet enthusiastic style. For several years now, this young man from northeast China has been pioneering the introduction of Chinese roses online. In the process, he's become a grassroots online celebrity.
你连花都养不活，你何谈去爱嘛？一开始的时候吧，我基本上是每天我的所有工作都跟他们在一起。你脑海里会刻画他的样子，因为你每天都接触他。他也是向你在倾诉他现在的一个状态，或向你在陈述展示。
Jiang Zhengshe's love for Chinese roses is simple and straightforward. But meeting the demands of flower lovers for new content has placed him and his team under a great deal of pressure.
所以说你现在这非常严重的一个问题，说明咱们那个媒体部门他们的互动欠缺了。我们既要配合我们公司的一个宣传，媒体用的，又要去做咱们运营用的，都要用。而这些怎么用的，这些你们做好了给他们用，而不是他们告诉你他们要什么。
In the world of the internet, upgrades are the norm. Only by constantly enriching your life and sharing more knowledge will you always keep people's attention.
种花其实是快乐的。这从小我父亲就告诉我，植物它需要锻炼，它需要适应的气候环境。
But now he's about to face up to a new challenge. Will he prove as adaptable as his beloved roses?
我要找小货车嘛。我在大棚里能开花的，只有我自己培育那2个品种，我最多能挑出来2到3颗我自个儿用的。
The World Federation of Rose Society's regional convention is about to be held in Nanyang. But the roses he intends to show are not yet in bloom.
由于今年的气候因素，导致了很多品种没开花。往年这个时候已经在开了，我们做了好几批次的嘛，就是为了以防万一。但是第一次针对这种展出，对我们来说也是一种考验。